pod today. It's a special Canada Day episode. So, with that, here's the Canadian flag up on your screen, the Canadian maple leaf. Like to celebrate all Canadians here today. Will be a shorter episode just for today, as it's Canada Day episode, and I don't really want to go too much in depth today, but essentially housing market in general. What's happening in the Canadian housing market I'm seeing? Well, rates are rising. They continue to rise in Canada. And what does that mean for homeowners and home buyers? Well, it's harder to get into the market and it's harder for homeowners to switch homes. What does that mean for investors? It means it's that much harder to buy an investment property. Rents are sometimes barely even, not even covering the mortgage costs. I've seen people want to buy rental properties and they can't because the mortgage costs will be higher than the rents. Rates are going up. And why is that? Inflation is going up in Canada. Inflation's been going up in Canada for quite some time now. And, you know, people just don't see an end in sight. What's the rate hike forecast going forward? Well, the chance of a rate hike at the next meeting, it's sitting at about 50-50 at this point. That's July the 12th. And are the rates going up in the next 9 months? Well, I think they probably will. Rates will probably go up again for sure in the next 12 months or 9 to 12 months, because it's just looking that way. The 5-year bond yield, which is a metric that I use to price fixed rate mortgages, has been climbing since last month pretty steadily. It's quite concerning, actually. What are the trends I'm seeing for home ownership? Well, I'm seeing people buy fixer uppers at all-time highs. They'll buy a home that needs a new roof or a new furnace that is just needs so much. And these are people that are handy. They're buying these kind of homes because that's all they can afford, number one. And number two, they're using their skills. They're handy. Why are homes so expensive? I think it's the fact that we have so many people in Canada. We just hit 40 million. Yay. And that's a lot to do with immigration. And immigration is bringing a lot of new Canadians into Canada. They're buying homes because a lot of them are going on title together. I'm seeing 4 to 6 people from the family all having stable full-time jobs, all getting in on the house together and having a multi-generational family home. That is the new normal in Canada that I'm seeing. What else am I seeing? Well, I'm seeing that folks that want to move or change homes really can't without giving up home ownership, because as soon as they sell that home, a lot of the times their mortgage is broken and they have to buy something else on the other side. And because they really can't afford the higher interest rates, they go into renting and they're giving up home ownership. It's really hard for people to get into the home. And then once they give up home ownership, rent costs are quite high too, and inflation is causing a lot of costs to be higher. And that amount that they have left over for a down payment sometimes gets eaten away by inflation, and then they don't have enough to buy a home on the other end. Quite concerning. Do we have answers for this? I wanted to ask you all, is there an answer for any of this here today? Is there an answer that we can provide Canadians as house prices are climbing back up? We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 months of increasing national house price average since January. National average house price sitting at $729,000. It's quite a considerable high amount, considering that house prices did crash almost 30% prior to the increases that we've been seeing. Quite crazy. What are your plans for home ownership? I'd like to hear from you or potential home buyers that are looking to get into the market. Are you buying with another couple? I've seen a lot of that. 2 couples, both working full time, getting in together, buying a home together. Seen a lot of that. And I'm just seeing a lot of unique situations where people come together, they buy a home together, and or even co-signing just to get into the market. Is it even worth getting into the market anymore? Is it worth to have your own home? I think it still is. A lot of people are working from home right now, so homes are just becoming that much more in demand, especially a nice quiet home. So anyone that has a home, consider yourself very lucky. And that's about it. That's all I can say today. I'm not going to go too much into depth today on today's episode. Just wanted to wish you a happy Canada Day and give you some general comments on the housing market for Canada Day and on our episode today. Wishing you all a fantastic Canada Day weekend and looking forward to the summer. Let me know what your summer plans are. Love to hear from you. Leave a comment in the section below and say hi. Follow my account for more videos. I usually release a new video every day talking about the market. And we'll see you next time. Happy Canada Day. And there you go.